Welcome to week 3 of the back and hip exercises. We're going to start with a wide squat with some articulations, and then we're going to add a band if that feels comfortable. So, taking a wide stance, and we want the feet wider than our shoulders, toes turned out slightly. And what we're going to do is sink down just a tiny little bit first, and then we're going to tilt our hips forwards and backwards 5 times. So from the side, I'm tilting forwards and backwards. 3, 4, and 5. Now stay in that same depth, which is just about a quarter of that squat. And now we're going to move the knees. So we're going to move the knees all the way in and then push them as far out as we can. In and out 5 times. That's 3, 4, and 5. Now, without going up, we're going to sink a couple of inches lower and repeat. So 5 tilts, forwards and backwards with the pelvis. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to go to the last part of the squat, or maybe you can go even further than this. But for the beginners, we're just going to start with 3 levels and then articulating the pelvis. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you'd like to go even further, please feel free to do that. The other thing that we can do to make this slightly more challenging is add a band. So with the band around the legs, we're then just going to control that force coming in and holding that force out. We're just going to use a little bit more of our outer hips while we go through those articulations. Next, we're moving to a side plank with some leg articulations. So, coming down, and you have the choice of starting on the elbow or doing the full plank. And I'm going to show you just on the elbow. You're going to take the top leg, have it in front, bottom leg is behind. Now we're going to come up onto that, into that plank here. Try not to let the torso rotate towards the ground. We're going to try to keep that chest towards you. And now we're going to perform a march. So I'm going to bring my bottom leg up to 90 degrees, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And my front leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third one. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming down and now going for the other side. So that was 3 rounds of each of those. As you feel you progress, you can increase the repetitions to up to 5. We're just going to start with 3. So elbow here, I'm going to lift up into my plank. I'm going to bring the bottom foot up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 4, 5. Last one, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, next one. We've got a lunge with some arm movements. So we're going to work with the inside of the legs. So we're going to be doing lateral lunges. So start just by warming up the legs a little bit and figure out what distance feels comfortable for you. And once we do that, we're going to add in the hands. So we're going to create a side bending one way and a rotation the other way. So if I'm going to lunge to my left side, my left hand's going to reach up to the air, my right hand is going to reach across my body. Then I'm going to come back to center, go to the right side, right hand reaches up, left hand reaches to the right. And we're going to go 10 each side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, once again, to progress this, we can either add repetitions or add a little bit of a hand weight in both hands. The next exercise, we're going to be progressing that seated good morning that we did. And now we're going to add a band and do it standing. So I want you to find your hip crease. So you can do this by sitting down and just feel where that natural crease is. And it's not at the bone of the hip, probably an inch or so below where that band. So I'm going to show you from a bit of an angle here. So I've got that band, my bones up here, I've probably got about 3 fingers to where the band is. Feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to find that neutral pelvis, nice tall spine, and I'm going to give into that band, let my hips go backwards and down, just until I can control that. And then I'm going to push with my heels and hips all the way forwards to standing again. And we're doing this 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Once again, we can either change the resistance of the band by stepping further away or getting a stronger band, or increasing the repetitions. Next one is going to be working the strength of the front of the hips. So this one, we're going to be in a seated position, and you're going to grab something to lift your foot over. And I like a yoga block because we can change the height of that. So we can start with it low and increase it to a little bit higher. And what we're going to be doing with this is lifting one leg up and over, and then the other leg up and over. So keeping the block right in the front. Now I'll show you from the side. What we don't want to happen is a flex out through that lower back. So use your hands if you need the support, whether the fingers are facing forwards, to the side or backwards, just so we can have a nice straight back, and we want to maintain that back throughout the whole movement. So that's one on the left, one on the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now, for the last exercise, we're going to need a roller, or you can use a yoga block as well. And we're going to be pushing that up against the wall with the inside of your knee. So in this split position, you'll also need a hand weight. So in this split position, I'm going to start with my right foot forward, my left leg back. Now I've got all my weight on that right foot, and I am just using that back leg as a bit of a kickstand. I'm applying pressure with the inside of my leg into the roller, into the wall, and I'm going to start with the weight on my left hand. In this position, we're just going to try to slide the bum backwards and lower the weight down. Now, because that weight's a little bit heavier than my other side, I create a little bit of a rotation here, and I get a nice big internal rotation through my hip. So I'm going to do 10 of these on this side. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, staying in this same position, we're going to switch legs. This time, I'm going to put the roller on the outside of my left leg. Once again, kickstand with the right side. And my weight is going to stay on that left side. So this time, as I go down, I'm pushing into the wall and coming up. So that's 10 of each on that side. Now we're going to flip around. We're going to repeat the external one. So I'm going to work that right leg again. So find a nice position where you can maintain that pressure of the outside of the front leg. Back leg is just that kickstand. My weight is in the same side as my front leg. And I'm just going down trying to maintain that nice neutral back. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now switching to the left leg in front, the rollers on the middle, on the inside of the leg, back leg's kickstand, weight is on the outside of that leg. Sorry, weight is on the inside of that leg. So then we're coming down, creating that nice internal rotation through the hip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that completes the back and hip series.